Okay, so hi guys. So in this video, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and go over some problems involving multiplying and dividing fractions. I do want to make a disclaimer, and this is not going to cover and say that this is not going to cover mixed numbers or well, yeah, mixed numbers. We're not going to do that. The ones with the whole number and stuff. Like whole number and fraction. There will be one example where we divide a fraction by a whole number, but that'll be it for, as far as that's concerned. So I want to go over some basic terminology, and I'm sure that I've went over this before in my videos, but A over B, and I'm going to put divided by C over D is basically equal to A over B and then times D over C, which is equal to the quantity AD over BC. And this idea is for, this by itself is just for multiplying fractions. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and let me go ahead and do full screen so that you guys can just see what I'm doing here. So, let's go ahead and get started. So, the first example that we have here, and actually I'm going to change the view. Hopefully I can do that really quick. So this is our first example, and what I'm going to do here, so in order to solve this, we have the following. We have 2/3 times 1 over 4. And so we're going to go ahead and we can either multiply across. We're going to just go ahead and let's write it down. And we can multiply across. So basically 2 times 1 is 2. And then 3 times 4 is 12. And then you reduce the fraction in simplest form. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. And then 12 divided by 2 is 6. So this is our answer. Another way to do it is we can do 2/3 times 1 over 4, and we know that 4 here is 2 times 2. So we can say 2/3 times 1 over, and we can put 4 as 2 times 2. And we can just cancel out the 2's, and we are left with 1 over 3 times 2, which is 1 over 6. So it's pretty simple. It's not really that complicated, but whatever method you prefer, if you prefer this method or this method, it really doesn't matter as long as you get the correct answer. Let's do number 2. So number 2, let me write it down. Okay, let me actually make sure it's, oops, accidentally clicked out. Sorry guys, 1 second. Go ahead and leave it like this. So the second example that we're going to do, we have 7/3 times 15 over 49. We're going to go ahead and write it down. So for this one, like I said, we can multiply across. In this case, however, it wouldn't be convenient because these numbers, when multiplied together, give us a really big number. So my suggestion is we're going to go ahead and put this in terms of 3. So kind of reduce it, factor it out. So we can put 7 times 3 times 5, because those are the only two numbers that give us 15. And then over 3 times, and we're going to do the same thing with 49. So 49, two numbers that multiply to 49 are 7 times 7. So if we do this, we're going to just basically, we're going to go ahead and cancel out our terms. So we have a 3 and a 3, so those cancel out, and a 7 and a 7, those cancel out. So we are left with 5 over 7, and that is how you do that one. Okay, guys? So give me 1 second. Okay, so now let's look at this one. 8 over 5 divided by 4 over 10. So you can do this 2 ways. You can reduce this fraction. So let's first write it down. 8 over 5 divided by 4 over 10. And so, like I said, 4 over 10 can reduce. We can divide top and bottom by 2. So we can do 2 over 5 there. So basically this becomes 2/5. So we are left with 8 over 5 divided by 2/5. And so we use that rule, A over B divided by C over D is really AD over BC, just flipping it over and multiplying. So we're going to do 8 over 5 times, we're going to flip these two over, so 5 over 2. And this changes to a multiplication symbol, like a little dot. So then we can go ahead and cancel this out, right? And we are left with 8 divided by 2. And 8 divided by 2 we know to be 4. So it's going to be 4. So we know that this is equal to 4. And that is how we do that one. Okay, guys, so now let's go ahead and look at this one. Now this one's a kind of a special, it looks tricky, right? But if you know that basically a whole number can be written as a fraction over 1. So 2 can be written as 2 over 1. So we can put that in for this. We can put this in for this, and so we are going to have 9 over 7 divided by 2 over 1. And it's basically the same idea. We're going to do 9 over 7 times 1 over 2. So if we do that, we just multiply across because there's nothing that can cancel out here. I mean, if you try to factor these numbers, there will be nothing that'll cancel. So we can just say that this is equal to 9, and 7 times 2 is 14. So this is our answer for that one. So then let's go to the next one. Okay, guys, this is going to be our last example for this video. So let's go ahead and do it. We have 3/5 times 5 over 27. Right off the bat, we can see that these two cancel out. So we are left with 3 over 27. And so if, of course, we can reduce this fraction. We have divided by 3 on top and bottom. And we can say that this is equal to 1 over 9. Another way you can do it, of course, we can do 3/5 times 5 over, and it would be 3 times 9. So then, of course, these two would cancel out, and these two would cancel out as well. So on the top, we're just left with 1. When there's nothing up here, it's just 1 and then over 9. So you can clearly see it's the same idea. So that is going to be it for this video, guys. It was pretty short. So if anybody has any questions whatsoever, please let me know. And also, thank you so much for watching. And please like, comment, and or subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.